Next, we're going to talk about accounting. As a business major, one of the areas that's most popular is accounting. I guess that has a lot to do with the balances, everything, the assets are equal, the liabilities, everything comes out the same. But when you think about accounting, you tend to think about the big four companies. You know, they do like 99% of the FTSE 100 companies' books, and 96% of the FTSE 250 companies in the world books. So to become a partner in Ernst & Young, which is one of the big three, is quite an achievement. So Mario Dominides is going to tell us how you do that, successful in such a competitive field. Thank you, Mario.
It takes a long time. I've been with EY for 35 years, but I've been a partner for over 23, so it's not quite that long. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about myself, who I am, and my background. I'll talk a little bit about accounting from a historical perspective, because I see Father Nick or Father Patrick, that there is a religious connection that I want to share with you. I also want to talk a little bit about education and what's required. I know not everybody who's here is in for a career, as somebody else said, but you may talk to your relatives, friends, and others who may be interested in accounting. And then I'll wrap up with just the various opportunities that accounting provides to professionals. So, firstly, I'm a licensed CPA in New York, New Jersey, Texas, and also I'm a member of the AICPA. Now, the reason that's important is that I am one of the 300,000 or so accountants or CPAs who can sign financial statements that many of you rely on when you invest, when you make decisions about the health of a company. And to do that, it takes 4 years, or it's now 5 years. You require a master's degree to be able to get to take the CPA exam. Let me talk a little bit about the history of accounting. He was a Franciscan monk who put together the double entry bookkeeping system that forms a foundation of accounting. Now, double entry bookkeeping doesn't mean anything to anybody, but except those of us who are accountants, but it really is a fundamental way of balancing the debits and credits, or balancing what comes in and goes out, and what remains in terms of profit or in terms of value of the company. And these Franciscan monks were working with the Venetian merchants, and they figured out a way to balance things in a way that made sense for those who looked at the success of companies and looked at how these merchants were doing as commercial enterprises. And that really was the fundamental beginning of accounting. It's still used today, and when you see the financial statements attested to by a CPA, you have some comfort that the numbers that you see and the accounting methods and the way that those numbers were put together have a basis in fact, a basis in reality, and you can rely on those numbers and invest accordingly. Some statistics that are important to those of you who are thinking about accounting. There are about 1 million accountants in the United States, 300,000 of us are CPAs. The Department of Labor, U.S. Bureau of Labor, predicts a 16% growth in the accounting profession, which is a good thing for those of you who have family, or those of you who are thinking of entering the profession. 16% growth in employment numbers is pretty good in the employment market today, so something to think about. Let me go through my handwritten notes. In terms of education, I said you need a master's, accounting, math. I'm an economist by background. The reason I went into accounting, my father had a business, a small convenience store, and I used to do his books, yes, double entry bookkeeping and all that. But what I really enjoyed was the ability to get a real view of the business from beginning to end. So I knew about what he had to order, what was selling, what was not selling. And it wasn't just writing up the books, it was actually understanding the business. I love that. It stood me in good stead as I started with Ernst & Whinney back in South Africa in 1983. And I branched out from there. I'll talk about that in a few moments. So the traditional path is to go through school and either entering into a firm like the Big Four is where I did my career, where my career went towards. Many others, the other 700,000 or so accountants are focused on internal business management. Many of them are management accountants, many of them are CFOs at different companies. But whichever path you choose, there's always going to be an opportunity to learn more about businesses and about what companies are doing and how they're managing their strategy, how they're managing their success. At EY, we have 4 different business sections. We have advisory, we have assurance, tax, and transactions. I happen to be part of the advisory business. My specialization is in cybersecurity. You think I'm a CPA, where do I go with cybersecurity? The opportunity really comes along in terms of what your interests are. It's like being a physician and having a basis on understanding business. All these issues are business issues. So whether it's protecting trade secrets, whether it's entering into a transaction and joining 2 companies, whether it's fixing or working on taxes, whether in the United States or for a global company, all of these are business issues that the background and training of a CPA gives you the foundation and the way to analyze these problems and to be able to help companies to solve issues and to build strategies that are relevant for the changing business world, or the economic world. I think it's a rewarding profession. It's a lot of hard work. I personally put in a lot of hours, as my wife and my kids would attest. But as the other speakers have said, the bottom line is to find something that you're passionate about, that you love, and then to make the most of it. We've moved 6 different times in my career. We started in Durban in South Africa, we moved to Johannesburg, we moved to Cleveland, then back to Cape Town to Dallas, and then Dallas to here. I've run different businesses within the firm, from tens of millions to hundreds of millions of dollars in different aspects of our business. So the bottom line is that the foundation I got and training I got as a CPA, as an accountant, has really allowed me to branch out into all the other interests that I've had, and I've had great opportunities because of that training and that background. So happy to talk afterwards and answer any questions. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Mario.